Welcome back, Wolfskinders, and welcome back to another video. And before we get started, I'd like to apologize. Um, the title is kind of misleading. Um, the title says normal trap cards in Master Duel, in something like that. Well, it's kind of a lie. I wanted to put generic normal traps, but that's just not how to get the YouTube algorithm to work. You have to kind of like work with the words that you could. But these are technically the generic cards I'm able to find right now. There's just a lot of normal ones, and these are just the normal ones I normally use. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to show the ones I use. These are in no particular order. These are just the ones that I use sometimes. So let's get started. So for the first one, we have Metal Morph, which is always a good trap card. Not still very useful in some cases. You know, target one face-up monster on the field equipped with this card. It gains 300 attack and defense. If it attacks, it gains attack equal to half the attacking targets during the damage step only. Still a really good generic card to use. Still one of a very good normal rares to use. Still one of a good normal. Really glad. The next one is Trap Hole. When your opponent normal or flips a face mount that has 1,000 or more attacks, destroy it. Since mostly Trap Tricks, I think Trap Tricks use this card, which is really good because they can just like grab anything out of any trap hole, anything that mentions trap hole in the name. I think that's how the deck works. But this is still a really good card to have. Not as useful as some other cards, but it's still got its promises, you know. Sometimes it does work, you know. Number 3, we have Ring of Destruction. Not a bad card still, even though I think this got errata. So I think this does it differently. So it says during your opponent's turn, target one face-up monster your opponent controls whose attack is less than or equal to their life points. Destroy that face-up monster, and if you do take damage equal to the 5, then inflict damage to your. Yeah, this one got. I think this is the errata version now, because back then you were able to destroy your opponents before you did inflict damage on yourself. But since they changed it to where now you take the damage, you can kill yourself before it initiates the equal of your opponent. So you can technically take her out. But hey, sometimes a bit of burn damage can help out, plus you get rid of a problematic card. The only thing is, though, is your opponent controls whose attack is less than or equal to their life points. Yeah, pretty much a lot of cards aren't really that high level, so you can normally get something, but hey, a bit of burn damage is always good, plus you get rid of a problematic card. And since it's destroyed, since you destroy it, you have to you're risking a floater. But most normal to rare traps have that stipulation where it destroys. So sometimes you just got to deal with that. Next is Torrential Tribute. When a monster is normal summoned, destroy all monsters on the field. I run this card at 1 copy. This is like my shotgun card. I run like 1 copy in almost all my decks if I can put it in. I always run at least 1 copy of Torrential Tribute. Sometimes this is really good of just nuking the field and just getting it all taken care of, you know. And if you can even do it on your turn to get something to go in, because if I'm not mistaken, Yang Zing triggers when this summons, when you summon it with when you destroy it with this card. I have tested it out there because I wanted to see if it could work during a battle, and Yang Zings actually trigger with this. So you can destroy your own Yang Zing and special summon another Yang Zing from it because it doesn't miss timing, if that's the only thing that's going, because you know Yang Zings, they miss timing. Next is Bottomless Trap Hole. When a monster is summoned that with 1500 or more attack, destroy that card with that amount of attacks, and then banish it. Pretty much better than Trap Hole. Bottomless Trap Hole is a lot better to have than anything, but because Trap Trick can also search it out, but you can run maybe like a couple of copies of Trap Hole and then like and then a couple of copies of Bottomless. The banishing is still better, but the destruction still goes because you're still destroying that target before banishing. So you're still having a bit of an issue, but hey, Bottomless Trap Hole is still really good. Is still a really good card to have. Next we have is Raigeki Break. Discard one card, then target one face-up card on the field destroyed. It's good. Another destruction card. Not as bad. The discard can work in certain decks that love to discard. I think you've got some Dark Worlds, some NR Dark Worlds, and some NR Dangers that don't mind it. So you could run this in that type of deck because they don't mind being discarded and you can get their effects off. Other than that, I really can't think of any other decks that love to be discarded. Nothing that I've ran across that loves to say if this is discarded, trigger the effect. So, because it's very rare to find something in the low rarities to have. Next we have is Cerberus Armor. When opponent declares attack, destroy that target. Still a good classic card. I still love this card. This is one of my favorite trap cards still. This is like one of my favorite trap cards. I just love the artwork. I really do. I just love the artwork. It's still a really good one. It's a battle focus. Though, so you have so it's not really that useful nowadays. But it still has a good. It still depends on. It's still better than if you don't have anything that stops a battle. If you don't have anything like, I think Battle Fader does that. Bacon Saver is another one. So there are other cards that dish out with the battles, but I mean, Cerberus Armor is still really good, even if it has been power crept by like other types of monster effects that can like stop the attack. But I still like the card. Next we have is Compulse Evacuation Device. Target one card on the field, return it to the hand. Really good. Really good. One of the best. Really one of the best ones, because sometimes it's just better to bounce that card back into the hand or to the extra deck. So that way they don't have to do it. Doesn't negate, so they'll still get their effect off. So it's probably best to wait to time it just correctly, but getting rid of a problematic card that just happened to come on field, because sometimes those cards that still get their searches off are need an extra copy of themselves, their archetype name, to be on the field to do something else. So sometimes you can get away with that with a compulsory evacuation device, but it's still a good card. Still comes in. From what I understand, this card still sees widespread play because it's just a really good targeting. Because it just targets. It doesn't destroy. It doesn't do anything. It just says, "Hey, you go back to the hand or to the extra deck." Next we have is Draining Shield. When your opponent declares an attack, negate that attack and gain life points to that attacking card's attack. A good card to save your skin for a bit of a turn, so you can save your monster from getting destroyed, or just making sure you don't get like completely like blown out of the water. So it's like, hey, even if I know my monster is going to get destroyed, I can still wait on one extra turn. I could probably that next turn I could probably come back and just completely wipe the field with stuff, because you could technically do Because I don't know, you could probably do like Draining Shield, protect your monster, take the damage, be like on that, and then summon a card, Torrential Tribute, and just wipe the field off. If you forgot to trigger your Torrential Tribute, you can just do it that way. I don't know, just so it's an interesting card to work with depending on how you use it. That's the thing. It's like it does have its staple if you know how to time it just correctly. Next we have his Spike Shield with Chain. This one I don't use it as much because it says target one face-up monster you control. Equip this card gains 500 attack. If the equipped monster battles with the defense position, it gains defense equal to its attack during damage type calculation only. This is mostly used for defense. I've dabbled in defense type deals like Cerberus Warrior and stuff like that, where it's like if a warrior attacks it, it gains life. It gains like I think like 1,000 or 2,000 attack and defense, and then you get this, you double it, and you go for like an instant kill shot because they weren't paying attention to it. So you can do some cheese with this, but I don't know. I just thought it was a really good card because I've dabbled with this before, but never could pull anything off. So I just thought it was like, yeah, this is okay card. Thought it was just an okay card. Next we have is Trap Tricks Trap Hole Nightmare. When a monster that is special summoned that activates its effect, negate that effect and destroy it. I run 2 copies of this card. It's another one of those Trap Tricks. See, like I said, Trap Tricks Hole that can search it. I run at least 2 copies of this because that negate effect. That negate effect can really come in handy. That's what's really good if it's special summon. I have stopped many searches because people summoned something to try to get a search off. I did it with Venus Chain, one of their searches off, where I think it was that female one that does it, where it special summons itself and then you can negate the effect and destroy it. I've done that, and I've seen people scoop because they can't get their search off. Because, yeah, if you negate an effect of a meta deck, they pretty much just scoop automatically. But this is a really good card I run just because of the negating the effect. The only problem is that it has to be done when it was special summon and then activates the effect. So since there's a lot that do activate, since there are a lot of ones that do special summon and activate their effect, it does come in handy though. So yeah, I run at least a couple of copies of this card all the time. Next we have his Wall of Disruption. When a monster declares an attack, all position monsters lose 800 attack for each monster they control. Still a funny card. I have this in my pure water deck, in my White Aurora Dolphin, because this is a good way of this is kind of like a good way of getting everything down to 0, because that's what I want to do with White Aurora Dolphin is lessen their attack. So I run this card in my White Aurora Dolphin deck. So like this is a really good one. So it does it's like Cerberus Armor. It's a battle focused one, but unlike Cerberus Armor, which destroys one card, this one just pulls every attack. This one just goes for every attack for 800 attack of each monster and just loses it. So you can go for like 2 card. If there's like 2, that's 1600, and then so on and so forth. So this one is a little bit more better than Cerberus Armor. So I would say this is the reason why Cerberus Armor, like in my like I said, got power cred, because there's like other better cards that does it. Next we have is Paleozoic Deinonymiscus. Any of the Paleozoics could have been in this one, but I picked this one because this one I think is the better one. And this one says target one face-up monster on the field, discard 1 card, and if you do, banish it. And if it's in your graveyard, special if you activate another trap card while this is in your graveyard, special summon. It's not treated as a trap, and it's unaffected by monster effects, but banish it when it leaves the field. This one I believe is the better one of the. This is the one I believe to be the better one of the Paleozoas, because this one comes in clutch a lot better because there's no destruction. It's just target one and get rid of it and banish it. So like this one is really good. This depends on the deck though. That's the thing. This one has to depend on how the deck functions, because that discard can still come and still hurt a little bit, but sometimes it does work though. So but I say this is one of the better Paleozoa. Next is Floodgate Trap Hole. When monsters is summoned, change them all to face down defense position. They can't be changed by effects. Their battle position cannot be changed by effects. Really good. Stops link plays, synchros, XCs. Pretty much stops everything from going off, because they can't use that card because it just fades out. Really good trap card. One of the better one of the trap hole another trap hole that's always good. Sometimes the trap holes are really good. Really just hit or miss depending on what deck you play them at, but Floodgate is still a really good card. If you look up a lot of low rarity cards in Master Duel, Floodgate Trap Hole gets mentioned a lot because it's just that good. You know, it's just that good for a trap card. All right, and the last one is my favorite card. This one is my favorite. Is Lost Wind. Target one face-up special summon monster on the field. Negate its effect. Also, its original attack is half. If a monster is special summoned from the extra deck while this card is in the graveyard, you can set this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. One of my favorite trap cards that I like to use is because this negates the effect and also halves the attack. So that's good. And also, while your opponent if your opponent special summons again, while this is in the graveyard, you can do it a second time. You can set it for a second time, and that way you can use it on your following turn, because you can't use it when you bring it back from the graveyard. I've learned that the hard way. Sometimes I keep forgetting. It's like, yeah, this is you have to use it on your following turn to use its effect. But this card does come in handy because this is like a negate. Because this is a negate. It doesn't get rid of the card, but it halves its attack. And sometimes that's really good, because you can keep it on the field and you can just run it over the next turn. Because although they can still use it for links, special summoning and stuff like that, so it does come with a cost. It does come with a cost that it does stay on the monster does stay on the field, but it does come in clutch sometimes in certain decks when you need it. So I really think this is one of the better trap cards that I always try to run at least two copies of, because at least two copies, that's 4 copies each. So this is actually really good. But those are the NR rares that I was able to find, at least right now. I'll probably find some more. These were just the ones that I normally use a lot of, and I thought this would be a good starting point for it. But yeah, 15 cards. These are the ones I use pretty much a lot because of just how useful they are. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I will see you guys next time, and you guys take care. Be well, be safe, have fun. Bye, everyone.